You're watching Crime Scenes File. On this channel, we explore real American crime cases by focusing on the evidence, the investigation, and the unanswered questions. Each video takes you step by step through the facts. This is Crime Scenes File. The first thing Maya noticed was the silence. Not the quiet of an empty apartment, but a silence that felt deliberate, as if the walls themselves were holding their breath. She had spent countless nights here, alone, reading, working on her architectural plans, listening to the faint hum of the city outside her window. But tonight, something was different. It was almost imperceptible at first, a subtle shift in the shadows near the living room, a movement just out of the corner of her eye. She tried to ignore it. Maybe it was fatigue. Maybe her mind was playing tricks on her. But the feeling only grew heavier, more insistent. Her chest tightened, her pulse quickened. She knew instinctively that she wasn't alone. She checked her phone. The screen glowed softly in the dark. No missed calls. No messages. Just the emptiness of the apartment, and that unsettling sense that someone was watching her. She whispered to herself, almost hoping the sound of her voice would reassure her. "It's nothing, just your imagination." But deep down, she knew it wasn't. At exactly 10:17 p.m., she heard it, a faint click, deliberate and precise, coming from the kitchen. It wasn't the refrigerator. It wasn't the pipes. It was something else. Someone was inside. Maya's fingers trembled as she reached for the metal flashlight on her desk. Every instinct screamed at her to run, to scream, to hide. But years of training herself to stay calm in stressful situations told her to move slowly, quietly, carefully. She tiptoed toward the kitchen, heart pounding, every sense on high alert. And then she heard it, a whisper, low and measured, coming from the shadows. "You shouldn't be awake." Her blood ran cold. She froze. This was no stranger. This was someone she knew. Her mind raced. Who could it be? The people she trusted, the ones she worked with daily, were miles away. Yet here, in her apartment, someone was standing silently, watching. She remembered the small security cameras she had installed months ago. Hidden in the corners, silent, recording everything. They were her safety net, her reassurance. But in this moment, the reassurance turned into evidence. Evidence she hoped she would live long enough to preserve. Maya slowly inched toward her desk. Her flashlight shook in her hand, the beam barely illuminating the floor in front of her. Every creak of the floorboards sounded like thunder. She glanced at the living room doorway. No movement. The figure hadn't stepped forward, but she could feel its presence, heavy and deliberate, weighing down the air. Her phone buzzed quietly on the couch. A notification from her security app. The motion detector had picked up movement near the kitchen camera. She lifted the phone, seeing the live feed. And then she saw him. Adrian Harper. Her colleague. Someone she had laughed with, shared late nights at the office, someone she had considered a friend. But there he was, standing in the dim glow of her kitchen, calm, calculated, watching her. Her stomach dropped. She couldn't comprehend how he got inside. Every door, every window, every lock had been secured. Yet there he was. She backed away slowly, her mind racing for a plan. The front door was too far, the hallway too exposed. Her eyes darted to the bedroom. If she could reach her laptop, maybe she could call for help, alert someone, anything. Her foot caught the rug. A small misstep. Adrian's head snapped in her direction. Trying to be clever, he said softly, almost like a warning rather than a threat. His voice, calm, precise, and terrifying, filled the apartment. "You can't hide from me." Adrenaline surged through her. She lunged toward the laptop, fingers fumbling over the keys. She typed quickly, "Help. Adrian Harper. Apartment 402. Now." From the shadows, Adrian stepped forward. She swung the metal flashlight at him, hitting his shoulder. He grunted but barely flinched. In seconds, he was upon her, pinning her to the floor. She struggled, screamed, tried to kick, but his grip was firm, controlled. Every second that passed felt like hours. He whispered, inches from her ear, "You shouldn't have written those notes." You shouldn't have watched, observed, noticed. She realized then what she had ignored. The small details she had brushed off in the office, the times he appeared unexpectedly near her desk, the rearranged plans, the questions that went unanswered. He had been planning this for months. Watching, memorizing, waiting for the perfect night. Maya's mind raced. She couldn't fight him head on. She needed distraction, something to break the focus. She remembered the spray bottle on the kitchen counter. In a desperate move, she reached it, spraying directly into his face. He staggered, cursed, and she bolted toward the bedroom. Her laptop, still open, showed the recording app running. She hit record. Every sound, every movement, every whisper was captured. If she survived, the recording would be proof. Adrian returned, furious now, swinging the flashlight. She ducked, rolled, keeping low. She grabbed her phone and sent a live location to her best friend, along with a frantic message, "He's here. Please call 911. The minutes crawled. She could hear Adrian's footsteps pacing, muttering, his anger contained but dangerous. The apartment that once felt safe now felt like a trap. At 11:05 p.m., sirens blared in the distance. Maya's friend had called the police. Adrian's head snapped toward the sound. Panic flashed briefly across his features. He lunged at her one last time, but before he could reach her, officers burst through the front door. He tried to run, but the apartment layout trapped him. They tackled him to the ground, restraining him as he screamed that it wasn't what it looked like. Maya collapsed, tears streaming, shaking from head to toe. The officers guided her outside. The city lights never felt so warm, so alive. She had survived. The investigation revealed how meticulously Adrian had planned the attack. He had gained access through a maintenance panel connecting her apartment to the neighboring unit, a space he had been living in silently, observing her every move for weeks. The notebooks found in his hideout detailed her habits, her routines, even the placement of cameras she thought were secret. In court, the recordings from Maya's laptop were played in full. The jury listened as Adrian whispered, paced, and executed his plan, minutes from harming her further. The notebooks were presented, the hidden crawl space exposed. Adrian Harper was convicted of attempted murder, illegal intrusion, and stalking. He was sentenced to 25 years without parole. Maya survived, but the trauma lingered. She became an advocate for digital security, awareness of stalking, and trusting your instincts. Apartment 402 became a chilling example. Sometimes the danger doesn't break in violently. Sometimes, it waits silently, patiently, in the spaces you assume are safe. And in that apartment, that night, the shadows had teeth. This concludes today's case file. Thank you for watching Crime Scenes File. If you want to see more real crime cases from across the United States, subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for the next file.